Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sunday Punisher Show. I'd like to welcome everybody, all my great patriots and all. And let me start by looking at the board and seeing what we have. Uh, Nikki, right at the top. Howdy, Punisher. Thank you. AQ, howdy from North Carolina, Punisher Patriots. Susan says, God's blessings. Catherine, I've missed the last few lives. We'll see you soon, Punisher. And she's gone, I guess. Uh, Cliff says, Klamath Falls, Oregon in the house. Uh, welcome. I don't know if haven't seen you in a while, if memory serves, but welcome from my home state of Oregon. Hello, Punisher souls. Okay. Tina is in the house. Praise God, and we love you, dear Lord, so much, very much. Welcome to the Punisher Show. Okay. Dawn says, Hi, everyone. Hello to you. Hello to you. I can still pull off a little bit of that Barry White going on here. The cough has really subsided quite a bit, but I can still be Barry White. So have a very, very, very good night. So let me read the rest of the comments in Barry White fashion. Catherine says, I've made it, Punisher, from Oklahoma. Well, thank you, Oklahoma. We a lot of memories there with Barry White in Oklahoma. Actually, I'm kidding. I don't even know if he ever went to Oklahoma. Okay, Shannon says, evening, Mr. Punisher. Alabama in the house. So glad to catch you live. So glad. We got somebody named Turbo Tax Miller. Happy Saturday, Punisher. It's too bad it's not Saturday. Punisher, so great to see you. Hot lips. Hot blooded. Check it and see. I've got a fever of 103. Come on, baby, do you do more than down? Some hot blooded. Ow, 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 ow. You don't have to read my mind to know what I have in mind. Honey, you ought to know. And you looking so fine. Let me lay it on the line. I want to know what you're doing after the show. I don't know why those lyrics are coming to me. Is it up to you? We can do this. I love Mr. Mustache and Goatee, nice and green. Thank you. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm letting it grow. It's growing. I gotta do everything in reverse here. I'm letting it grow. I think I might let it grow down to my belly button, and who knows? All I know is I don't want to get it stuck in the blender or something. Uh, love that song and love your voice, says Tina Elkins. You always make me smile. Hey there, Punisher. Diane says, Hey there, Punisher. Long, tall beard. Tina Elkins loved long beard. She loved that long beard. Okay, we've reached the bottom. We got a whole 95 folks on the line here. And tonight I felt it apropos, you might say, to have a little Aberfeldy. I've been saving this one because it's one of my favorites. In the last bottle I drank it too fast. So I got to savor it. I'm trying to get through a bunch of old bourbons that I've had for years and kind of pare things down and then go strictly Scotch with just a few bourbons because I've grown into things and Scotch is my preference with the exception of Blanton's and a couple others. So that's what we're doing. Drank it too fast. Well, by drank it too fast, what I mean is I I got a bottle and then I shared it with some friends, and the whole bottle was gone like that. And I was like, dang, that was my special stash. So, yeah. Tina says alcohol kicks my ass, but I could smoke weed till the cows come home. Dun, dun. Sue Fallback says beards are attractive, especially on women. I'm kidding. She says, except on women. Well, I don't know many women that sporting a beard. And yeah. Dana Domino. Hi, everybody. Sending love to you all. How's our favorite Punisher? Punisher's fine. Punisher's fine. He's doing well. I was just singing a little jingle a minute ago. I want to know what you're doing after the show. You do a secret. Susan says, how's Jed? Jed's doing great. Jed is doing great, and he was really, really excited to be on the other day. He was really excited. So, weeds kept my mind straight for 40 years now. Wow. Okay. Punisher looks chilled. Yeah, you might say I'm chilled. Look at me. I'm chilled out. Do. Let me warn you. Everybody's heard the sound of when like a fuse goes in their breaker box. You've heard that distinct sound. It's sort of a like a muffled pop. Imagine that on steroids, because off to my right out here through the trees is the line. I mentioned this. And when the wind blows, rubs against the trees, and it has rubbed raw, and it pops in two different spots with these massive pops and sparks. I'm talking like sparks that are 10 foot in diameter, possibly more. Could almost light the trees on fire. So if you hear a weird sound like that, at this point, it's only feet from me. I've called the power company, and they're supposed to come out and check it out. Basically, what that means is, because this is like the fifth frickin' time, is that they will come out and they will trim the trees around the area, and then they have to re-insulate the lines. So I hate it when it happens. I would gladly let them cut all these stupid trees down. You ever heard of a Leland cypress? The worst freaking tree ever. They got low roots, they grow too fast, and people generally never plant them well, and they're too close together. Previous owner did that. It's a great way to hide the neighbors, but man, they're a pain in the ass. I hate windy days. Windy days. I don't like them. It's been kind of windy out here. I always envision a piece of the metal flying off of the roof and severing my head from my neck, and then I get found laying out on the ground the next day. Wasn't that morbid? You always see that in the movies, and you hear about it on some of the tornadoes. Like a piece of sheet metal just comes flying through the air and just cut you right in half. Stephanie says, I caught you live. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We start the show every Sunday with a cigar and scotch in my hand, and then we commence to having a great show. I puff my cigar and have a drink, and then I watch everybody think. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The annual Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hallelujah. Go Lions. Walter's not out here tonight. It's too windy. He gets scared. We have had a heap of windy days here. I hate those winds. Would anybody like to? I had somebody say on the post from last night, they left a comment that said, what is this crap? You didn't tell us anything." Some people hate the Punisher, and that's fine. Would you like to hear about my death threat? Let me read my death threat, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, I have protection. I have all of the protection in the world. But let me read it to you. This was from the Friday drop. It says, I'm gonna dox him because you never find the douchebag anyway. He's on YouTube for 2 weeks. His name is Shark-I5N. Could be an L5N. L5N. It says, you ready for this? It says, "I can't believe you're still breathing. You do nothing." I'm going to say it as it reads. "I can't believe you're still breathing. You do nothing, motherfucker." Spelled wrong. Fucker. What the fuck is it have you accomplished that you spoke you were going to do? Motherfucking criminals are still running free when we are going to start bombing congressional limousines with cocaine in them. Federal government needs to be lined up and shot in the effing head. That's what this guy said. Note to the FBI listening, I'm reading a quote from a legitimate threat to me, okay? So, let me state again. I read a threat against me. I was reading the words of that person. And I reported it. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, so what a horse is he? Yeah, definitely. We have a heap. Help Tina Peters. You skipped way down. Okay, take care. God bless all. What happened there, I Loves Chicken? What do you mean I skipped all the way down? Okay, bye. A cigar and scotch sounds superb right now. Catherine should purchase a fire extinguisher, okay? Tessie Ali McCaws says, hey there, fellow Australian there. Must be Irish coffee time. Tina says hurricane season is over on November 30th. No hurricanes for Florida this season. Praise God. Yeah, no kidding. That also means my insurance should have a nice little kickback this year. Yeah, let's see. Marjorie Taylor Greene says her life is in danger now because of Trump's comments. Well, so I have always said from the beginning that I didn't care for her and she's an idiot and a wacko. Now, look, I don't promote any kind of violence, so leave her alone. You call her whatever you want, say whatever the hell you want, but do not threaten this person. We don't do that. We don't do that. She did what she did, and she screwed over the man. So now she's out of the club. Well, guess what? I thought you were a wacko anyway. 8 ball. Yeah, I got an 8 ball, right? AQ says death threat. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. What do Venezuela and Tim Peters have in common? Could it be an election run? Okay. What a horse's ass. Lefty lunatic. All eyes wide open. What an effort. Higher security. That's awful, Punisher. That sounds like terroristic threatening. That's not good. Yes, I reported it as such, actually. When you report a comment on YouTube, it actually classifies the threat. And that was the one that fit best. So I listed it as a terrorist threat. Tracy Wu says, OMFG. Yeah, sounds like a lot of threats, not just, yeah, well, it does. You're right. Sir Loin McGroin. Fafo, ooh. What is wrong with people? Looking forward to hot butter rum after work tonight. That sounds yummy. Tina says, Punisher, I have you and everyone here covered in prayers. Nothing can touch us. Uh-huh. MTG wants to be president. She'll never be president. The power is out where several historic relics are kept, Punisher. Redwood Library. Mm-hmm. Trish says, get behind me, Satan. Hi, Mr. Punisher. Great to see you. Scotch was my drug of choice. I remember the relief it brought until I blacked out. Well, see, Maura, I can't relate, but I can understand because, see, I am very controlling of my faculties. Another thing that I've said many, many times, I've never blacked out in my life. I don't even get drunk. I might get a little tipsy. Of course, you got to drink alcohol, but I maintain my persona, and I don't get crazy and let loose and act stupid. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah. So I have I know what my drink count is every single time. I know exactly what I'm going to have, and I know exactly when I'm going to stop, and I'm tracking the time. Yeah, even when I don't have to worry about it, like not driving. That's the way I roll. Tracy, no one hurts our Punisher. Here, Walter boy. Is it legal for the Chicago mayor to invite the UN forces into our country because he's so stupid? Mayor Johnson, is it, from Chicago? This guy's about the most incompetent mayor I've ever seen in my life. Stupid is what stupid does. A conscious choice. Stay under the radar is how I roll. Stay under the radar. Good way to roll. Elf. Can you ask the 8-ball? Oregon's having the highest increase ever if it's going to fall. Highest increase in what? Crime, you mean? Well, and then, geez, we got coast to coast now. We got Seattle with the crazy socialist communist mayor. And then we got New York with the Mamdani. They're going to ruin it. Yeah, Johnson has a 13% rating. Jeez. You sure that's not negative? The 13. I mean, his own people are telling him, quit giving all the damn money to these illegals and care about us, and he doesn't care. How would Jesus? Yeah. Still loving some Punisher from Texas. Thank you. Punisher gets plenty of prayers from his Punisher Patriots. Thank you. 40% tax increase on fuel, etc. Holy crap. That's worse than California. Yes, Lee Stefanik would be a great governor. She's always been really, really sharp. Hold on. I got a couple of heaters on that's making me roast. Starting to look like a turkey. What's up, turkey? Or JJ? JJ? What's up, turkey? Hello, dear Punisher, says Maria. Okay, hello. Chicago has a mayor and governor. Oh, yeah. And then their governor is just a filthy rich billionaire. It's funny. They're always talking about billionaires. It's crazy. They're all rich, talking about rich. And just once, I wish people would interrupt them when they say, it's tax cuts for the rich, tax cuts for the rich. Nobody ever cuts them off and says, explain yourself. Explain yourself. Because the tax cuts are literally for everybody. Now, granted, you would have to be a complete freaking idiot to understand that if you say cut taxes by 5% on somebody making 20,000, that's going to be a lower amount back to them than 5% of somebody that makes $3 million a year. But okay, that's called math. Of course, then again, our kids are only at a proficiency of like 30% in math and reading because of our broken education system. But everybody's getting the tax cut. Obviously, the lower you make, the less the tax cut impacts. However, most of the really, really low income file their taxes and get a return of nearly everything they paid. So it's an extremely stupid statement to say it's tax cuts for the rich. It's tax cuts for everybody. And then second, how is it that these socialist commies don't understand that the top 1% pay the majority of our taxes, and you should be thanking them? You should be thanking the top 10 to 20% of wage earners in this country for taking the burden off of you because they make so much that they pay a lot more taxes because yours would be so much higher. So when these commies, socialists, they're self-described Democratic Socialists of America, aka communists, they're going to run out of the rich money because they're going to leave. So, geez, I'm practically teaching an economics 101 class, and I'm not even an economics major. Carol says, are you drinking your Arnold Palmer tonight? No, I'm straight up. Straight up now, baby, is it gonna be you and me together? Was I caught in a hit and run? Feldy. Mm-hmm. I was my baby dad. How about some information, please? Straight up now, baby. Paula Abdul. Colorado Mama says, are you ignoring my words? No, but sometimes I get through the comments and sometimes I miss them. But I'll happily scroll up and let's see Colorado Mama. 8-ball. Will Brunson and Peters send the Moab this week? First, let me address the first 8-ball. Is Oregon going to go down in flames because of all these taxes? Turn around. You may rely on it, unfortunately. Takes the voters. Got to get the vote out. It takes the voters to get these people out. Now, Colorado Mama. If I miss a comment, you don't need to assume that I ignored the comment. Sometimes you just got to ask again. All right. So now I don't follow this Brunson and Peters, but 8-ball in my hand. Is Brunson and Peters going to launch this Moab this week? Okay. Very doubtful. There's your answer. Tax cuts on tips and overtime are not for billionaires. That's correct. Elise Stefanik is a pistol. She's at the top of 3 of my women list. That's right. She is up there. I love that person. Damn, she's good. And she's quick. She's quick on it. I don't know who she's going up against, but I can tell you what. What's Hochul's done, right? Is she done after this one? I forget. Or is she going up against Hochul? Anyway, nobody's going to Nobody's going to win in a debate with Elise Stefanik. I can tell you that. Let's see. So Carol answered that about the Balder Arnold Palmer. I wasn't drinking an Arnold Palmer anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't even asking me. You were asking Lois. My misread. Sorry. So maybe Lois having her Arnold Palmer. Need to go start the carrying duties. Brother's awake. Okay. Our regards to your brother. Go take care of him. Thank you. Lois says, yes, Carol, she's drinking her Arnold Palmer. When I read it at first, my thought was that you were asking me if I was drinking my old fashioned, and I just confused it and misread it. So cheers. Let me get a cheers. Cheers, Lois. How about some information, please? Ooh. Park that thing. Park that big plane, Icky says. Park that thing. Park that thing reminds me of it's in Apollo 13. Park that thing, rookie. Park that thing, rookie. Because when they extract the limb and then they got to turn around and then they got to mount it to the command module, it's very, very dicey. And if you screw that up, the entire mission is done. So Kevin Bacon was the one parking that thing. Park that thing, rookie. I got it. Peaches says, I live in Oregon. I grew up in Oregon. What is on your shirt, Punisher? Yeah, you know me. I'm always wearing some Jaws crap. Yep, this is Jaws from Martha's Vineyard. Because I was up there in Martha's Vineyard, and I got this at the one of the shops up there. Colorado Mama says, still trying to understand the song you keep whistling. Can you name the tune? It's Patience by Guns N' Roses. Everybody knows that, I thought. But if you don't, that's what it is. I'm not leaving. By the way, since you said Fitzgerald, that made me think there was an article out because I believe it's like the 50th anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The Edmund Fitzgerald broke up in a heavy storm and crashed and sunk right in was it Lake Michigan, Lake Erie? Which one? Sunk down to the bottom, and about 28 people died. At the end of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the lake, it is said, never gives up her dead. Great song, long song. I see Marjorie is here tonight. She just joined and said, hey, family. I'm here, Brian is over with his friend. Maybe we'll pop in later. I hope your friend is faring okay. Say hi to Brian. I can make anything into a song. Yep. Patience. Yes, Tina says. What are your plans for this week, Punisher? My plans are to knock it out of the ballpark. Knock it out of the ballpark. Continue to make heads just freaking drop kick them down the hall. Hey, Marjorie, cheers. Do you think the foreign truck drivers have started kinetic warfare on our highways because they are mad? No, but speaking of that, I'm pissed off. Another one of these damn lower court federal judges has ruled that President Trump could not pull these guys, the licenses from these thousands of illegals and unqualified drivers. It's amazing to me. Every American on this great earth, particularly those in the United States, because they're Americans, but every American should see that license broadcast on the screen that says no name given. And it should piss them off. It should piss them off to see how somebody who doesn't even belong in this country can come here illegal, break the law. Their first thing they do, and they're given a license that doesn't even have their name on it. That is criminal behavior by these states, New York being one of them. Yep, Gordon Lightfoot. Yeah, so I don't know about the kinetic warfare, but I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what I've been doing. I don't think I mentioned this. One, when I see some of the trucks, the big rigs that have, like a big company, like Estes, Amazon, UPS, places with a reputation is where I'm going here. If I see a truck like that, a commercial truck that's been around for ages, I like to think that those people are the ones that are probably still great drivers, real Americans with CDLs that are real, and they're doing their thing. And I say that because a company like that is not going to be want to be responsible for being that kind of doing that kind of craziness with hiring fake people that can't even speak English and don't even possess an actual CDL. But it's the ones that are not marked so well, the ones that are generic, the ones that might look not well maintained, but generally the ones that don't have an insignia of some sort that's well known on the side. I watch them more closely and pay attention to your rear view mirror, because this is what I've been doing, and it's tough. It's tough because you get into driving, you're in the mode, and it's easy to forget and not be paying attention. But if I see a trucker coming up behind me as I'm approaching a stoplight, I will shift over to the opposite lane. And then I always maintain a space between myself and the car. Never tailgate, folks. Never tailgate, and never get up on somebody's bumper at a stoplight. You know where I learned this? I drove for UPS for a little bit in college. They call it, there's a couple things they call it, but the safe space, so to speak, not in the sense of the wokies, is that room that you leave between you and the bumper in front of you that allows you to navigate out to the left or right if that person in front of you should break down. Okay? So you always want to leave that space. So I leave that space anyway. That's that I've been doing for years. But watch in your rear view mirror, because if you've noticed all these accidents, almost all of them, minus the U-turn dude, has been a truck that barreled straight into traffic that had come to a stop in front of him, completely smushing privately owned cars by regular cars, completely smushing them and destroying them. And I mean, these people were destroyed. And then it veers off to the side and does some other stuff. So I'm telling you to try and get in the habit of watching your rear view mirrors, particularly as you approach a stoplight. And if the opportunity is there, to make sure that you shift to another lane, but always leave space between you and the front car in case you might have to last minute ditch out. It's now become one of my greatest fears, is to be smushed by an 18-wheeler. So pay attention. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. The other thing I was going to say from UPS was this thing called a stale green light. And stale green light is a very simple concept. It means, a light that was green from the very first time you saw it means that at any moment could go to amber, yellow. So if you didn't see it turn green, then that means it's stale, because you have no idea when it's going to suddenly go to yellow. Simple as that. That just means you're more cautious when you approach the light, because you should expect it to turn possibly yellow, amber, whatever. Orange. Hell, I don't know. What color do you call it? Everybody calls it, varies from amber, yellow to orange. Now let me review some of these comments. Let's see, big Toyota plant. Wow, a bunch of comments here while I was jibber jabbing. Excuse me. Gordon Lightfoot. It was Lake Superior. There you go. Thank you. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead. It's better to be PO than on. Okay. Marjorie, thank you for the personalized song, says Marjorie. You betcha, Marjorie. Jason, Reggie Jackson, I don't know what that's talking about, is up to bat. That's the song, Lois. I was going to mention it too. Judicial malpractice is out of hand. Charlotte, North Carolina sounds like a big party this weekend. Okay. Absolute insanity. Tina says, how long will it take for the world to wake up? I wish they would hurry up. I need events. Carol, great minds think alike. Swift, exactly. Lois, big Toyota plant to be built in North Carolina. Outstanding. I think, right? Should be. MA had boxes at registries of the illegal. Yeah. Patriots. Stephanie says, I remember that night. I lived on Superior, Wisconsin. That night, the wind came off the lake at over 100 miles per hour. My boyfriend, BFF, Dad, what? My BFF dad, okay, was on the Anderson ahead of the Fitzgerald and made it to Whitefish Bay. Holy cow. One, I'm very happy to hear your dad made it, man. He got ahead of the thing. Whew. And there's no hope out there. That's one of the deepest freaking lakes on the planet. Lakes. And man, that had to be dicey. He had to be thanking his lucky stars. And then hearing the news after, I'm sure. Okay, glitching here today. Sorry, Nikki. It seems like we're holding in pretty good, really. All right, that's a great story. Yeah, it is a great story to know somebody that's actually been around long enough to remember that. Although if it's 50 years ago, I guess technically you could be my age, right? I don't know. But wow. The mega leaders know who the bad guys are. Any of them left, just put them in jail. Hillary, Catherine, Stephanie, that's a great positive thing. Watch out for slick, wet fall leaves in a UPS truck. Yep. I hit a dog in a UPS truck. Boom, boom. DOA. Truckers need to see you in their side view mirrors. Yeah, you're talking about being behind them. I'm not worried about being behind them so much. Although, from a maintenance standpoint, I'm always watching for a damn tire to fall off or something. Because years ago, I came so close to actually witnessing the death of a couple of people. I think I told this story a long time ago, so I'll keep it short. But I was driving up on I-95, and this little truck had passed me a few minutes before. Little tiny two-seater truck pulling a little tiny boat. It was a man and his daughter, and they passed me on the left and were heading on up the road. And then it was probably 20 minutes later, we had come to a traffic jam, only to find when we finally got there, after a couple hours waiting, is that one of the dualies fell off of an 18-wheeler and smashed this truck, killing them both. It was horrible. So another thing I'm always watching out for. Last traffic bit of advice I'll tell you is, please, ladies and gentlemen, when the light goes green and you're at a stop, when the light goes green, don't gun the damn gas. Make one final look left and right for the person that's running the red light. Okay? Almost got killed. And that was, funny enough, it was a tractor with no trailer. If I hadn't hit my brakes, I wouldn't be here as a Punisher today. Most likely. I was a victim of DEI hiring non-English, Florence says.
non-English speaking medical transportation drivers, like changing injuries. It was March of 24. I've been in physical therapy for a year and still can't walk. So you're saying that they don't even know what the hell they're doing to take care of you. Jesus. IQ. No, I didn't get paid. I would work for free to be around Punisher. Tina, thank you. Linda says lots of Zoomers on road running these. Yeah, these freaking crazies. Marjorie says, Tina, I was thinking the next time we head to PA to visit, I would stop by the Punisher and say, hey, how about a drink? Well, wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't that be grand? Wade Woodruff, just another reminder, a collective to hit the like button and notification bell. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Wade Woodruff. Gabriel. Gabriel. Okay. Wisdom is the best currency. A speeding Trump ran my beautiful little dog Elvis over. Speeding truck, I guess. After someone left a gate open when I was waiting 23. Oh my God, I'd be devastated if I lost that poor Walter to a vehicle smushing him. Mustard's dead. He got hit by a dump truck. That's from Battleship movie. Mustard, he dead. He got hit by a dump truck. Got run over by a dump truck. Tina Elkin says, Marjorie, that would be so amazing. Look, you guys got a plan. The Punisher allowing likes now. Oh, you see that? Yeah. It wasn't that I wasn't allowing likes. I just didn't have them displayed. But by all means, they're there for you. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I check the stats, and it's always like 99.26, whatever, 99.6, 99.8. So it's not like we have to worry. And I do have a great deal of confidence. What do you think of that? Tina, show up on a Sunday Live. What a hoot that would be. Wouldn't that be funny? That would be funny. Somebody says, are y'all scared? Scared of what? No Walter tonight. He doesn't like all that wind and stuff, and I don't want to expose him to any unnecessary tension. Turkey or ham? I like both, but I always do a turkey for Thanksgiving. Lois loves Walter. Mm-hmm. Punisher, your man cave has a ship vibe. It goes with your Jaws vibe. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, that shark. Swallow you whole. He must be 20 feet. 25. 25. Yep. I'm also, I got my decorations ready for day after Christmas. Oh, great after Christmas. Day after Thanksgiving to come in here and put it up. Put up my decorations. I got I don't know if that person still listens or not, but the person from Etsy that I bought the snowman from, it's already out here. Excuse me. It's already out here and ready. Is Trump making that ballroom for you? Absolutely, because I'm a very big man. He needs lots of room. By the way, who the hell wants to go in a tent? President Obama made a joke about having to set up tents to entertain leaders. Nobody wants to sit in a damn tent. They're going to all love this damn ballroom when it's up. They're so full of crap. Speaking of which, Obama freaking built like a $400 million freaking basketball court. Just don't give me any crap. All right. People are so dumb. I love it. Linda's got a crush on Walter. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's my Jerry Seinfeld. You know how to take a reservation, you just don't know how to hold a reservation. Billary should have an. Of course, a Marjorie. All right. Wow. Sounds like Hank. No, I already got my Hank. I'm gonna do Hank. Well, hey everybody, I sell propane products, and propane accessories. Now, Peg, what the hell is that? That's my Hank Hill right there from King of the Hill. Yep, he sells propane products, and propane accessories every day of the week. He's open 7 days a week. I'm open 7 days a week. I'm working from 7 to 7. What is the next exciting operation? We are on Operation Smoking Guns 2.5. Don said, hey, that's good. Well, I do sell propane products, and propane accessories. Yep. Yes, I do. And I always remember when he said, now, Peg, what the hell is that? KCB says, okay, Punisher, you have another voice. Yes. I'm a man of many voices. And again, I'd like to thank my mother and father who brought me into the world. I know how to do a Michael Jackson voice too. Yes, I think that's my favorite impression, says Marjorie. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Punisher, you are simply the best. Better than all the rest. And appearances. Linda says, and appearances. What? Well, I'm not sure I understand it. Don't know that Hank, Judy. Hank Hill from King of the Hill was an adult cartoon. I actually was watching it when it first started. That's when I first met Hank. Yep, Hank. A penny for your thoughts, so we don't make it better than all the rest. Evening Punisher in chat. Tina Turner, that's right. Yep. Can you imitate Jed? I've tried that before. For some reason, I can't nail that guy. I try it. Hey everybody, it's Jed. Hey everybody, it's Jed here. I fix small engines. I don't know. I just don't. For some reason, I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get his. I can do Sling Blade. I know what you did. Speaking of which, Landman is back on. I watched episode 1 tonight. Excellent. Along with the Tulsa King. Don's laughing. I guess you're laughing because I can't do Jed. Sorry. Listen, folks, I admit my shortcomings. I'm not able to do everybody. I used to, every once in a while, I can do a Christopher Walken, but it's hard. You gotta work on that one. Now, guys, I got to tell you, that was really good. But I could have used a little more cowbell. Yeah, that one's tough. I should go for a drive and look at the pretty fires. It's been a while since I've been out in pretty fires. Yeah, watch out for 18-wheelers. Oh, I totally forgot the new season of Land Mammals tonight. I will have to watch it, Carol says. New President Kennedy. Let me see if I can do him. Well, it's not too hard to do him since, well, you know the deal. You know it, I know it, the American people do know it. By the way, got to go back and watch that Chappaquiddick. You got to exercise your voices occasionally. Yes, you do. Got to exercise them.
I could do Sylvester Stallone's. Yes, yeah. What are you guys doing? You do. That's your first mistake. Is to do. I'm on Tulsa.
Yeah, I love him. I love Sylvester though. Mm-hmm. Can you do Robin Williams? Nano, nano. Nano, nano. He always talked really fast like this. You can do that. Yeah, I can't do that. That sounds like a drunk Sylvester. Well, he in Tulsa King, he drinks a lot of bourbon. 50-year-old. I watched that episode tonight too. Love Boat Gilligan. The Love Boat. Something exciting for everyone. Dude. Adrian! 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 There you go. There's your Adrian. George Carlin. Shit, motherfucker. Shit, motherfucker. There are 7 words you can't say on there. Shit, motherfucker. Shit, bitch. I never watched the Love Boat, she says. Well, get on it. It was fun as hell. Fantasy Island. I am Ricardo Montalban, and I am here for Fantasy Island. Welcome to the island. The plane, the plane. Oh, you talking to me? What? Funny how? Funny like a clown? Funny how? Funny like a clown? You talking to me? Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Yeah. Boss a plan. Yeah. I'm gonna give him an offer. Well, he can't refuse. I'm gonna put a horse head in his bed, and he's gonna wake and find the horse head, and he's gonna realize that he has an offer that he can't refuse. Yeah, and The Godfather. Class Clown was Carlin's best album. Let's see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. What is your wish? Tell Taboo. I was just going to say, do The Godfather. Well, I just did. Yeah. Tattoo. Yeah, not Taboo. Great line from Chinatown, Walter Houston. Give the right time and the right place. Mr. Geeds, a man is capable of anything. Yeah. Is that Robert De Niro? Yeah. Yes, I'm Fran Frandrish. Is that good enough? Yeah. When the Triangle Beard coming back? I don't know what you're talking about. What sounds like a BB gun? A BB gun doesn't go in rapid fire. BB gun just goes pew, pew. Colorado Mama says, you're hilarious. Yeah, I can be a pretty hilarious fella. Which movie traumatized you? I'm your biggest fan. Remember that one? I'm your biggest fan. You were so much. Excuse me. Still getting a lot better. And everybody already knows. Well, everybody always knows. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Yeah. Beekeeper was a good movie. Yep, I watched that too. Yep. That's Jason Statham, ladies and gentlemen, the Beekeeper. That's the Beekeeper. Raven says, ouch, my feet hurt. Sorry. I love to chew ice too, I guess. The Accountant 2, I've seen that. Yep, I've seen that. It was good. I think I liked number 1 more just because it was maybe because the first one. But Margie says, I'm starting to make Christmas gifts with my students for their parents. It's one of my best times with the kids. We only play Christmas music. We play Christmas music, share family traditions, and just have a great time. That's great. Probably have some hot apple cider too. I'm coughing some too, says Lois. Mr. Punisher, you gave it to me. Well, it is a new thing I've been working on. The ability to send a cold or a cough through zeros and ones through the internet, out the other side and into you. You're going to get a payback for that. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking to? Boolean cough. But throughout this little cough, by the way, I've always felt fine. I never had watery eyes. I never had any big nasty stuff or anything. Not in my town, Nuremberg. I have a couple of friends that watched it. Great movie, Russell Crowe. I'll be watching that as soon as I can. Sounds like a great movie. Russell Crowe doesn't generally make a bad movie, so I was anticipating it being great. We eat popcorn and sing around the campfire, four-wheelers and barbecue. Four-wheelers and barbecue reminds me of a song. Her name's Gretchen Wilson. I'm a redneck woman, ain't no high-class broad. Do, and yeehaw. I leave my Christmas lights on my front door all year long, and I can know every word to every Charlie Daniels song. Some people think I'm blah, 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 blah. Let me get a big hell yeah from the redneck girls like me. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. With a baby on my hip. Gretchen Wilson. Linda, look up Gretchen Wilson. Redneck woman. Well, you'll be singing that thing too. If you're talking about getting on them four-wheelers and wearing some camouflage and splashing around and standing by the campfires and drinking canned beer, you're going to love it. And by the way, might I say, she's not a half-ass singer either. So you can also find her singing like Barracuda by heart. So look up Gretchen Wilson. I encourage you to watch that fun song, Redneck Woman, which, by the way, I'm a geek. I actually play it on the damn jukebox thing at the local pub, among other songs. I'm all over the map. I might be playing Tom Sawyer. Might be playing some Redneck Woman. Next thing I know, I'm playing Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? I'm all over. Barracuda. Giant. Hey Joe. It's a song called Hey Joe. Where you going with that gun in your hand? You don't know who that is, by the way? Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, Stephanie says Gretchen Wilson is great. And she's starting to make a comeback. I heard she's going to start re-recording some of her songs and with in collaboration with some others. Gretchen Wilson is awesome. Hearing it does make me want to get up and dance. I'm a redneck woman, ain't no high class broad. Yep, she says, hell yeah and yeehaw. Hey y'all and yeehaw. Jimi Hendrix died way too young. Left-handed dude, played his guitar upside down, restrung the other way. Yep. Yeah, some of the greats died way too young. Yeah. So wow, Jimmy rocked it. Lainey Wilson rocks. Wow, time sure flew tonight. Time sure flew tonight, I have to tell you. I'll unpack that puffy vest. Jazzy Gems, well, I'll name that tune. It's Patience by... What? Who was Patience by the Guns N' Roses. I said it earlier. And with that, screw James Body Bulger. We shall talk to you later. Bye-bye.